During the recent years, we have seen a number of examples where cyber attacks have hit the public transportation sector, where these cyber attacks have resulted in loss of revenue and loss of safety.
I think cybersecurity is a management issue because if there's an attack that takes down or disrupts an operational transport network, then passengers get disrupted, national infrastructure gets disrupted, the whole operations of the network get disrupted.
At the moment, a huge movement is starting. Everybody thinking at least about cybersecurity, but maybe not all companies and all countries are putting the necessary resources behind their movements.
The consequences of not being proactive is that you definitely 100% will have losses, and then after the attack you still need to protect yourself.
Also, the threat is not just about monetary value, it's also about your company's reputation. And it's also about personal safety today, because the world is getting more connected. And with that, you get new risks.
Das gesamte Geschäft der Mobilität wird sich deutlich verändern. In der Vergangenheit bestand Mobilität aus dem selbstgenutzten Auto oder aus Systemen wie Flugzeug oder Eisenbahn, wo ich an einen Fahrplan gebunden war. In der Zukunft möchte der Kunde, der Fahrgast, verschiedene Dinge kombinieren. Um diese Themen möglich zu machen, braucht man IT und digitale Lösungen, die die Logik und Logistik stellen, die Dinge zu vernetzen und dieses übergreifende Erlebnis möglich zu machen.
The future of transport is digital, because passengers and operators have great expectations from the growing connectivity on board the train. Passengers are demanding constant connections when they're on board, and operators want real-time data. The challenge this brings is you're creating more systems, you're adding more connectivity, you're giving a bigger attack surface for a hacker. What this means is that they can find new ways to attack systems and go after the connected train, the connected vehicle in other ways.
There's an increasing trend to regulation in the digital sphere, and that's being led in the EU, I think, by the NIS and GDPR regulations, which kind of go hand in hand. GDPR dealing more with data privacy, and NIS with critical infrastructure and security of systems.
So NIS, the Network and Information Systems Directive, is important to transport operators because it's now law. It came into law from May this year, and it requires that transport operators have cybersecurity monitoring on board their systems, and that's both trackside and on board the trains as well. One of the key requirements that they give is to be able to report the attacks to the competent authorities within 72 hours. So this means that you need to be able to know when it happens to be able to respond quickly.
Failing to comply to the NIS directive can give you substantial fines, up to 4% of your global turnover.
One part of the NIS directive is actually you have to work with security in a systematic way, and you have to work it with a established framework. ISO 27001 is one of the established framework, and actually a popular one.
I think working with ISO 27000 helps you work with security in a structured way. You start with evaluating the different risks and what is really important and what kind of vulnerabilities you have within your company. And it helps you to mitigate those risks and enforce security controls. And it also makes you work with security in a structured, continuous way. So for me, ISO 27000 is a quality standard.
The cybersecurity landscape is changing very drastically. So you have new threats coming up every year, and this needs to be reflected in your collaboration with your suppliers. So you should strive for very close security collaboration. And based on our experience, we see a lot that suppliers that don't have a security culture in their company, they won't be able to offer you this kind of collaboration.
What you should do is go out, talk to your system suppliers, talk to the companies that you work with, understand how they approach cybersecurity and how they're helping to contribute to reduce your overall risk.
If every part of a supply chain, from the subcontractor to the end user, is using the same framework for handling security, that makes you sleep better at night.
So I don't think there is something called 100% security. It's not black and white. You need to think of, as an organization, you need to protect every inch of your infrastructure but as an intruder, I only have to find one hole to get in. That makes it impossible, or at least too expensive, to be 100% secure. You have to take the approach, a risk-based approach, have a solid foundation of cybersecurity, and then be aware of what's really important, what's your crown jewels, and there you protect even more.
And what was correct yesterday is maybe not correct tomorrow, so there needs to be a continuous process of review and reassessment because things change. It's not static.
One of the biggest, most important things you can do is look to update your systems and to deploy security patches in a timely manner. It's actually a requirement under law that you do this. So it should be something that's actually step number one on your list.
Our firm recommendation is to have a dedicated person working with cybersecurity in your company. You should find ways for your surveillance person and your IT person to collaborate in order to mitigate the risks in cybersecurity.
Mein Rat wäre, sehr früh an das Thema Cybersecurity zu denken, die Spezialisten, die dafür notwendig sind, in das Projekt zu bringen und dafür zu sorgen, dass ihre Themen ernst genommen werden und sich in der tatsächlichen Lösung dann hinterher auch wiederfinden.
Better engineering can only take you so far. You really need to be combining passive things like firewalls, network configuration, with active measures, intrusion detection, protection systems, holistically to increase the level of security.
IT ist heute Teil unseres Lebens geworden. Wenn wir auf die wichtigen Bereiche in der Gesellschaft gucken, sei es Telekommunikation, sei es Transport oder Elektrizität, dann ist IT heute Teil unseres Lebens geworden. Wenn dieses Leben aufrechterhalten werden soll, muss sichergestellt sein, dass die einzelnen Säulen geschützt und beschützt werden. Wir müssen sicherstellen, dass wir unsere Züge schützen, dass unsere Züge fahren. Dafür ist Cybersecurity eine ganz wichtige Voraussetzung, damit wir das realisieren können.
We want to encourage people to use public transport, and by allowing use of data in ways that increase either the passenger experience or the operational efficiency of operators is key with designing and delivering services that makes that more attractive and relevant.